Stage of our calculus concerned to two fundamental theorem of calculus. One is known as Rolle's mean value theorem, another one known as Lagrange's mean value theorem. Both are to be called by the name MET, that is mean value theorem. We'll come to know why we are going to use that word mean in the upcoming cases of problems. So let's now discuss Rolle's theorem as well as Lagrange's theorem. They are noted as fundamental theorems of differential calculus. So this is perhaps class number 38 in a row. Heading is, and yesterday in last class we have discussed some basic concept like what is slope and how does slope denoted by when slope is positive, when slope is negative, when slope is zero, when slope is infinite, followed by geometrical significance of dy by dx. Geometrically, dy by dx represents slope of tangent to the given curve. So obviously, suppose we have a curve, and on this curve there are number of points. At every point, say we can able to draw the tangent. Especially at this point, when we draw the tangent, it is something like parallel to x-axis. So line is parallel to x-axis means obviously angle theta 0. Here angle psi 0, tan psi 0, slope will be 0. That means whenever tangent parallel to x-axis, obviously its slope of the tangent at that point will be 0, and conversely means at a given point on a curve, if slope of tangent, if a tangent is parallel to x-axis, then obviously slope of the tangent will be 0. So we now proceed to discuss Rolle's mean value theorem and another one Lagrange's mean value theorem. Right, heading Rolle's. Full name is Michael Rolle's. Rolle's mean value theorem. So in examination, this statement is very important, but not the proof. Proof were in the higher level class, but now not for PUC level, only statement and connected problems to be discussed. So write statement. The statement says like this, see here, then I will write in detail. The statement says that let y equal to f of x be the function satisfying these three conditions. You are given a function and which is obeying these three conditions. Of course, a function defined on the interval a b means values of function exist for all the values of x on this interval. That's the meaning of function defined on the interval. So let y equal to f of x be the function defined on the interval ab, obeying these conditions. First condition is that continuous. On the closed interval ab. We know already what's the meaning of continuity. A function is said to be continuous if a limit of function equal to f of a. In other words, LHL equal to RHL equal to f of a or f of alpha, then that function will be continuous at that specific point. Second condition is that differentiable means derivative exists. Differentiable on the open interval AB. Observe continuity taken on closed interval, whereas differentiability taken on open interval. And third condition, f of a, f of b are equal to one another. Means value of function at left end part of interval equal to value of function at right end part of interval. So any function, if it satisfies these three conditions, then then comes only when these conditions satisfied. If any one condition fails, no question of word then. So observe, then only when these three conditions are satisfied by given function. Given function may be algebraic function, trigonometric function, logarithmic function, hyperbolic function, exponential function, inverse trigonometrical function, or any other transcendental function also. Whatever kind of function might be there, then there exist means we can able to find. That's the meaning of there exist. Then there exists at least one value for variable x. X is a variable, it is taking number of values. Among number of values there exists at least one value. Minimum one value, maximum as many as number of values can be extracted out. There exists at least one value for x. Say, means let it be x equal to c. That c may be in problems 0, -1, -2, 1/2, √3, √2, anything, any real number. Say x equal to c, and more importantly, this c lies in between a and b, means c belong to open interval a b in such a way that for this value of c, for that value of c, such that there exists at least one value for x, say c, such that f dash of c equal to 0. Means whatever value of x you are going to get, for that value of x 100% dy by dx will vanishes. I mean dy by dx will going to become 0, or dy by dx at point x equal to c will be equal to 0. This is the outcoming result of Rolle's theorem. So Rolle's theorem simply asserts that any function satisfying these conditions, first condition continuity on the closed interval AB, second condition differentiability on the open interval AB, third condition f of a equal to f of b. If this condition holds, then you will get minimum one value for x. Maximum may be any number of values. Minimum 1. There may be 2. There may be 3. There may be 4. There may be 5. There may be number of values of x. They belong to always open interval AB. In such a manner, for those values of x, always dy by dx will vanish. This is algebraical definition of Rolle's theorem or analytical explanation of Rolle's theorem. So let's study same Rolle's theorem geometrically. In the meantime, if you want, you can write a systematically statement. The statement, let y equal to f of x be the function defined on the interval a comma b I satisfying the conditions and satisfying the conditions or obeying the conditions satisfying these conditions. First one, continuous. What is continuous? Function is continuous. Continuous on the closed interval AB. Continuous on a closed interval AB. Second condition, differentiable. Means derivative exists. Differentiable on open interval AB. On means not actually above that. On all the values of that interval, that's the meaning. Third one, f of a equal to f of b. Then there exist means we can able to find. Write in bracket if you want. Write in bracket we can able to find. Then there exists at least means minimum one value for x. Say means let that value of x, then there exists at least one value for x, say x equal to c, belongs to open interval AB, that is C is in between A and B, that is A less than C less than B. For which or such that, for which means for this existing value of C, for which dy by dx at point x equal to c equal to 0, or I mean another meaning f dash of c equal to 0. So this is all the statement of Rolle's theorem. Rolle's theorem says that if any function satisfying these three conditions, then there exists a minimum one value for x for which f dash of c will be equal to 0. Just like a student satisfying some conditions like attending classes regularly, studying sincerely, putting hard work and attending examination, writing correctly answers in examination. If all these conditions satisfied by a student in any subject, definitely there is a chance that he or she will get passed in that subject. Same manner, any function satisfying these conditions, then there will be minimum one value for x for which f dash of c equal to 0. This is an analytical way of stating Rolle's theorem. Let's study same Rolle's theorem geometrically. Let us see geometrical significance or geometrical meaning of Rolle's theorem. Now write geometrical meaning of Rolle's theorem. Geometrical significance or geometrical meaning. Geometrical significance of Rolle's theorem. Now you undergo that statement, means study statement of Rolle's theorem correctly. First of all, you are given a function y equal to f of x geometrically, or you may be given function f of x y equal to 0 geometrically. This will represent a curve. It may be parabola, it may be hyperbola, it may be ellipse, it may be semi-cubical parabola, it may be cubical parabola, it may be straight line, it may be any other curve. Geometrically, this equation represents a curve. Now see, statement of Rolle's theorem. What is that? First condition of statement, function is continuous. Means graph of this function. Graph of this function on the interval a comma b is smooth, not having any kind of gap or break. That's the meaning of first condition of statement. First condition says that function is continuous on the closed interval a. B means from x equal to a to x equal to b, function having smooth graph, not having any kind of gap or break. So this is point x equal to a, this is point x equal to b, and in this interval, means in this region, graph of the function will be smooth and not having any kind of gap or break. That's the meaning of first condition of statement. Second condition. What second condition says? That function is differentiable. So function is differentiable means f dash of x exists on the open interval ab. F dash of x exists means dy by dx exists on the open interval ab, means for every values of x, excluding a, excluding b, but in between a and b, whatever values of x comes, for those values of x, 100% dy by dx exists. Meaning is that suppose your interval is 1, 5, meaning is that dy by dx at 1.1, dy by dx at 1.2, dy by dx at 1.3, dy by dx at 2, 3, 4, up to 4.999 it will exist. That's the meaning. Now dy by dx exist means certainly connected aspects of dy by dx also defined. But what is dy by dx slope of tangent? That is, slope of tangent exists on the interval AB. Now, without tangent you can't define slope. Means without line we can't define slope. When slope of tangent exists means 100% on the interval AB, for at every point there exists tangent. That is, there exists tangent. There exists tangent at every point on the interval AB. That's the second condition geometrical meaning. That means suppose if we have any curve and that second condition says that at every point there will be a tangent. Tangent at first point, tangent at second point, tangent at third point, tangent at fourth point. There exists tangent at each and every point on the curve. That's the meaning of second condition of statement. Third condition. Third condition, what it says? Third condition says that f of a equals to f of b. F of a means y value at x equal to a equal to y value at x equal to b. Means y at x equal to a is equal to y at x equal to b. X means horizontal, y means vertical. For this x equal to a, we get some value for y. For this x equal to b, we get some value for y. But from given statement condition, y at a equal to y at b, that means end points of curve. End points of curve necessarily at same height from x-axis. That's the meaning of third condition. Y at x equal to a equal to y at x equal to b. Like this. This is y at b, this is y at a, means y at x equal to a, this is y at x equal to b, they are equal height from x axis. That's the meaning of third condition. So if all these conditions satisfied, observe, what we can observe on the interval AB, graph of the function is smooth, not having any break gap. Next, on the interval AB, there exists a tangent at every point. You can notice easily from your side. Take this point, easily we can draw tangent. Take this point, easily we can draw tangent. Take this point, easily we can draw tangent. Take this point, we can draw tangent. Take this point, we can draw tangent. Take this point, we can draw tangent. Take any point on this curve. At each point, there exists tangent on this curve. And among of all these tangents, there is minimum one tangent. There is minimum one tangent. That's what the last result of Rolle's theorem says. What it says, there exists at least one value of x, say x equal to c, at which f dash of c will be 0. Now obviously c is in between a and b. So this is point x equal to c. At this x equal to c, what Rolle's theorem says that f dash of c equal to 0 means dy by dx at point x equal to c equal to 0 means slope of tangent at x equal to c equal to 0. And whenever slope is 0 means that line should be parallel to x-axis. Here line means in particular tangent. Obviously at that point, observe in mind, at every point there are tangent, means there is a tangent at this point, there is tangent at this point, there is tangent at this point, tangent at every point. Among of all these tangents, there is minimum one tangent. That tangent will be always parallel to x-axis. That's the geometrical significance of Rolle's theorem. This is tangent such that its slope will be 0. It is tangent such that it is parallel to x-axis. That means at this point x equal to c, obviously y dash of c will be equal to 0. This is a geometrical significance or geometrical view or geometrical meaning or geometrical interpretation of Rolle's theorem. Now, what I said is that minimum one value of x, but there can be as many as number of values of x, they can satisfy Rolle's theorem. You can understand by this graph. You see this view of graph. It is some function not taken its equation into account seriously. It is some general function, say y equal to f of x, and defined on the interval x equal to a to x equal to b, such that f of a equal to f of b holds. This is f of a, this is f of b. Obviously f of a equal to f of b can be easily observed. Now this function definitely can satisfy Rolle's theorem, and on this function, for this function there exists more than one point such that at that point tangent is parallel to x-axis, especially at this point tangent parallel to x-axis, at this point tangent parallel to x-axis, at this point, at this point, at this point, at this point, at this point. You can observe that there are tangents, they are parallel to x-axis. Certainly, say this point is x equal to c1, this point say x equal to c2, this point say x equal to c3, this point say x equal to c4, c5, c6, c7, etc. That means there exists a number of points on the curve at which tangents are parallel to x-axis, means Rolle's theorem satisfied by more than one point. So minimum one point, maximum there may be as many as number of points on the curve, they can satisfy the Rolle's theorem. Means at that point tangents are parallel to x-axis, provided function must be continuous, and moreover f of a must be equal to f of b. Only if these condition holds, then only Rolle's theorem can be applicable. Otherwise, Rolle's theorem cannot be applicable. So keep in mind, geometrically, what Rolle's theorem says that on a curve at a point x equal to c, there is a tangent, 100% tangent. That tangent is parallel to x-axis geometrically. Analytically, at point x equal to c, always f dash of c equal to 0. This is geometrical as well as analytical explanation of Rolle's theorem. I hope you got this point very correctly. Let's see problems concerned to Rolle's theorem. And if you want, you can draw this graph for your understanding sake. Here x equal to c satisfies this Rolle's theorem. Here x equal to c1, c2, c3, c4, etc. satisfies Rolle's theorem. We can write here x equal to c satisfies this Rolle's theorem. Whereas here x equal to c1, c2, c3, etc. satisfies this Rolle's theorem. Another point to keep in mind, apart from this point, there are still number of points. There is a tangent at this point, tangent at this point, tangent at this point. You may get confused that each of these points satisfy Rolle's theorem. No, these points will not satisfy Rolle's theorem because at that point tangent is not parallel to x-axis. Only that point will be satisfying Rolle's theorem at which tangent is parallel to x-axis as good as tangent is perpendicular to y-axis. Okay? Let's work out problems concerned to Rolle's theorem. Write problems on Rolle's theorem. Heading right, problems on Rolle's theorem. Problems on Rolle's mean value theorem. And you can note down these working method steps if you want. First step, let y equal to f of x be the given function. Defined on the interval a comma b. After this, next step, find or obtain f of a comma f of b. That's as good as find y of a comma y of b. Means in the function put x equal to a, also put x equal to b. After that, if f of a equal to f of b, this is important condition. If f of a equal to f of b holds, then find f dash x, that is dy by dx. To find dy by dx, use any of earlier methods like sum rule, product rule, quotient rule, composite rule, etc., whichever already we discussed. And after this, next stage or next point is that justify investigate, it's actually order, not taking much seriousness in that. Justify whether f dash x exists or not on the interval AB. For this, you should not take much more time. Suppose that your interval 1, 3, and think that your f dash x defined by x divided by x plus 2, this is f dash x, interval 1, 3. Easily we can notice that f dash x exists for all the values of x except x equal to minus 2, no doubt. But our problem concerned to interval 1, 3. So in the interval 1, 3, no chance of getting x equal to minus 2. That's why easily we can assess that, or easily we can justify that on this interval f dash x exists. And whenever f dash x exists, what we will say, fx is differentiable. By theorem we proved, what theorem we proved? Every function, a function which is differentiable is always continuous. Now to the right next step, justify whether f dash x exists or not. One more thing, keep in mind, suppose your f dash x defined by x divided by x minus 2 on the same interval. In this case, we can say that firmly, 100% surely we can say that f dash x does not exist. In particular, for x equal to 2, f dash x does not exist. Keep that in mind. So justify whether f dash x exists or not. And after that, if f dash x exists, then what can be said? Then function will be differentiable. Then fx is differentiable. Of course, differentiable on the open interval AB. Differentiable on open interval AB. And we know that by means of theorem, every differentiable function is always continuous and hence continuous. But you must take continuity on a closed interval, differentiability on open interval, continuous on the closed interval AB. Notice that we justified that function continuous, function differentiable, f of a equal to f of b holds. As all the conditions of Rolle's theorem are satisfied, minimally you have to get one value for x. To find that value of x, use the condition f dash of c equal to 0. Next step. Then there exists at least one value of x such that f dash of x at x equal to c equal to 0, as good as f dash of c equal to 0, where where c lies in between a and b, where c belongs to interval a b. That means in the problems, take f dash of c equal to 0, solve that equation, you may get one value, you may get two values, you may get three values, you may get many values of x in the form of c. It may happen only one value may satisfy Rolle's theorem, two values may satisfy Rolle's theorem, all the values may satisfy Rolle's theorem. That depends on nature of function. But take the equation f dash of c equal to 0, solve this equation, get the values of c. That means here solve the equation f dash of c equal to 0, and hence obtain the values of C. Say x equal to C1, C2, C3, so. And among of these values of C, which belong to open interval AB, for those values Rolle's theorem verifies this. For remaining values, Rolle's theorem will not verify this. Assume that C3, C4 only belong to interval AB, remaining do not belong to interval AB, meaning is that for a given function at x equal to C3, at x equal to C4, there are tangents parallel to x-axis, nothing but these are the only 2 points which can obey Rolle's theorem. At remaining points, Rolle's theorem does not verify this. That's the meaning. I hope you got this point very clear how to solve the problems. Alright, problems concerned to Rolle's theorem. First question on Rolle's theorem. Verify Rolle's theorem. Verify Rolle's theorem, or it may be given as verify Rolle's mean value theorem, whatever, that depends on paper setter. Verify Rolle's theorem for the function. For the function f of x equals to x square minus 5x plus 4 on the interval 1, 4. Right, solution. So first problem, solution given f of x equal to x square minus 5x plus 4. Call 1. From interval, what is interval 1, 4? What is actual interval a, b? Also, interval a, b matched with interval 1, 4. So a become 1, b become 4. Obviously, a equal to 1, b equals to 4 from given information. Now f of a means f of 1 means 1 square minus 5 into 1 plus 4. That is 1 square 1, 5 into 1 5 plus 4. 1 plus 4 5, 5 minus 5 0. Also f of b means f of 4, 4 square minus 5 into 4 plus 4. 4 square 16, 5 into 4 20 plus 4. 16 plus 4 20 minus 20, it will be certainly 0. What you can observe, f of a 0, f of b 0, means f of 1 0, f of 4 0. Whether they equal or equal, equal. Very clearly f of 1 equal to f of 4. That is, in general, f of a equal to f of b. Only if this condition satisfies us, then you can proceed. Otherwise, don't proceed. Now, let's differentiate 1. Now, differentiating 1 with respect to x. differentiation of fx, f dash x, right hand side 2x minus 5. You can highlight it. Also, you get the f dash of c value. Now f dash of c means replace x by c. What it become? 2c minus 5. Now observe whether this expression becomes defined or undefined format on the interval 1, 4. Question of undefined only when we have a denominator quantity. Whenever denominator is not equal to 0, always that expression will be defined for any values of x. So 100% this expression defined for every x belong to interval 1, 4. You can test it. Use any value of x, say 1.1, 2 into 1.1 minus 5 become real, 2 into 1.1 minus 5 become real. Take any values of x in this interval, in this expression, the result is a real number, means say f dash x exists, right? Clearly, means no doubtly, there is no doubt at all. Clearly, f dash of x exists. On the open interval 1, 4. F dash of x exists means, what's the meaning of that? Fx is differentiable. Therefore, Fx is differentiable. And differentiable on the open interval 1, 4. And already we know the theorem. What theorem says? Every differentiable function is always continuous. Therefore, Fx is continuous. But here, try to be correct in your procedure. For differentiability, take open interval. For the closed interval, for the continuity, take the closed interval. Fx is continuous on the closed interval 1, 4. Now, as all the conditions of Rolle's theorem are satisfied, so obviously by Rolle's theorem, what we can have is that f dash of c equal to 0. Therefore, now by Rolle's theorem we have, because all conditions are satisfied. By Rolle's theorem, we have that f dash of c equal to 0. What is f dash of c? 2c minus 5. 2c minus 5 equal to 0. That is 2c equal to 5. Some of you do the mistake that c equal to 5 minus 2. No. C equal to 5 plus 2. No. C equal to 5 divided by 2, which implies that c equal to 5 by 2, as good as 2.5. Observe 2.5, whether belong to interval or not belong to interval. Belongs to interval. In fact, it is the centralmost value. It's as good as arithmetic mean. 2.5, nothing but arithmetic mean of 1 and 4. That's why we have a heading, mean value theorem. Now write here, x equal to c equal to 5 by 2 belongs to open interval 1, 4. Therefore, Rolle's theorem verifies this. For x equal to 5. This is analytical meaning of Rolle's theorem for this problem. So analytically for this problem at point x equal to 5 by 2, there is a tangent parallel, and that's what meaning is there. Geometrically, same problem. What it will assert is that on the curve, at particularly point x equal to 5 by 2, there will be a tangent such that that tangent will be parallel to x axis. That means we have a shape of a curve from x equal to 1 to x equal to 4. It may be whatever shape, actually it becomes a parabola. Parabola with the square of a x means shape will be symmetrical to line parallel to y-axis. So that's not concerned in detail. It's definitely parabola. Now on this interval there is a curve, and especially at point x equal to 2 by 5. I mean 5 by 2 at this point. At this point there is tangent parallel to x-axis. Now you will get into some suspicion that some kind of doubt will arise in your mind. Sir, while explaining earlier, you taken graph like this, though equal from x-axis height, but not intersected with x-axis here. Why you are showing with intersection? Simple mathematics. What we got? F of 1, 0. F of 4, 0. Means y at 1, 0. Y at 4, 0. Means y value 0 at x equal to 1. Y value 0 at x equal to 4. Y can be 0, not everywhere. Y cannot be 0 everywhere. Y can be 0 only on x-axis. That's why your graph will be intersecting with x-axis at point x equal to 1, at point x equal to 4, and in particular at point x equal to 5 by 2 there will be a tangent, it is parallel to x-axis. There are still number of tangents on this curve. I am not telling that there are no tangents. There are number of tangents, but they will not obey Rolle's theorem because at those points tangents are not parallel to x-axis. I hope you followed this concept. Next problem. Verify Rolle's theorem for the function. Verify Rolle's theorem for the function. Next problem. Under Rolle's theorem, verify Rolle's theorem for the function f of x equal to, it is in fact second problem, x square plus 2x minus 8 on the interval minus 4 comma plus 2. We shall proceed like in the last problem. Here f of x square plus 2x minus 8 call 1, and from interval a minus 4 b plus 2. Let's find f of a, f of b. Now f of a means f of minus 4, that is minus 4 whole square, 2 into minus 4 minus 8. Minus 4 whole square is plus 16. 2 into minus 4 minus 8, and there is already minus 8. 16 minus 16, it is in particular. That will be equals to 0. We also estimate the same as f of b value or f of 2 value now. Similarly, f of b or f of 4, f of 2, that is equal to. Now in the function replace x by 2, 2 square plus 2 into 2 minus 8. 2 square 4, 2 into 2 also 4 minus 8. It's 8 minus 8, 8 minus 8 will be once again 0. What we can observe, f of minus 4 equal to f of 2 because both are equal to 0 values. So write clearly means undoubtedly. Clearly, f of minus 4 equal to f of 2. In general, f of a equal to f of b. Now we shall differentiate function 1. Let's get differentiation of 1. Now write differentiating 1 with respect to x. F dash x. Right hand side, differentiation of x square 2x. Differentiation of 2x 2. Differentiation of 8 0. Left out. At the same time, f dash of c will be equal to 2c plus 2. Observe orally, justify orally whether this expression on this interval for any value of x becomes real or becomes undefined number. No question of undefined, because as long as we don't have denominator, that's always a valid number. It's a valid function on this interval. Valid means value exists. Now write clearly f dash of x exists on the interval, of course, open interval minus 4 comma 2. Therefore, fx is differentiable. On the open interval minus 4 comma 2. And what theorem says? A function which is differentiable must be continuous. Therefore, fx is continuous. But for continuity, write the closed interval continuous on the closed interval minus 4 comma 2. Now, as all the conditions of Rolle's theorem have been satisfied, we can easily imply Rolle's theorem now. Means we can easily apply Rolle's theorem. Now write therefore by Rolle's theorem. By Rolle's theorem, what we have? F dash of c equal to 0. That means 2c plus 2 equal to 0. That means 2c equal to minus 2, or c equal to minus 2 divided by plus 2, or c equal to minus 1. And observe, minus 1 belong to interval minus 4 comma 2, because if you draw the number line, so this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is minus 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 3, this is minus 4. Obviously, this is minus 1, which belong to interval minus 4 comma plus 2. And another very interesting point, minus 1 exactly center value, nothing but arithmetic mean. That's why we have a heading itself as Rolle's mean value theorem. So very clearly, c equal to minus 1 belong to interval minus 4 comma 2. Right here, x equal to c equal to minus 1 belongs to interval minus 4 comma 2. Therefore, Rolle's theorem verifies this. Or you can write Rolle's theorem holds. Rolle's theorem verifies this for x equal to minus 1. That means among of number of points on the curve, there is one point that is minus 1. I mean x equal to minus 1. At that point, tangent is parallel to x-axis. That is the meaning by this problem. That's what meaning of Rolle's theorem is also there. Still we have some more questions. We shall meet in the next class. Thank you.